Unlike the service class we just talked about, intent service is a service that actually runs in a separate background thread altogether. Here's the code for starting an activity using intents, like we've been doing before. The code for starting a service, and in this case an intent service, looks very similar. First, you create a class that extends from intent service. Inside that class, you will specify what your intent service should do in the background by overriding the onHandleIntent method. Then, you simply create an intent and pass in that service class. Finally, to start it, you just call startService as opposed to startActivity. You pass in the intent you just created, which inside has your intent service. Yep, that's an intent service inside an intent. An intentception. Here's a sample intent service class. Inside onHandleIntent is where you put the code that will run in the background. Once onStartService is called, it launches an intent service, runs the code inside the onHandleIntent on a background thread, and then stops itself when it's done. Notice that the intent object passed into the onHandleIntent method is the same intent you created when using the start service, which means you can attach extra data to that intent when creating it down here, and then you can access that data inside onHandleIntent and use it to, say, decide what action to perform using that intent. It's important to note that all intent service requests are handled in a single background thread, and they are issued in order. Each intent service will take as long as necessary and will not block the application's main thread, but only one call to the intent service's onHandleIntent method will be processed at a time. This makes intent service great for tasks that need to occur in order, such as updating the counter in our case. Okay, enough with all the theory, and let's start coding our toy out for this lesson.